Hello and welcome to this very special recap for Miss France 2021. It's so special because it is their 100th year anniversary, so it is an incredible show. I'm so happy that you've joined me for this. My name is Danny. I am a former pageant title holder. I have judged and now I'm a pageant coach. So we're going to talk all about what is happening for this year's competition. I'm super excited to get into this. So let's talk about it. I'm super excited right now. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I was not able to attend this year, although that was my plan originally. I'm super sad, but eventually we will get there and be able to check out this show live. Super excited for that. So let's talk about this opening. Oh my gosh. I love whenever we bring back formers. I just like to see how they're doing. I like to see that they're just fabulous. And this one was so special. Iris, as you can see, got her own little solo, which was fabulous. It reminded me so much of old Hollywood. I was thinking about one of my favorite Christmas movies, White Christmas, and it just really reminded me of those big, amazing dance production, those numbers that we just don't see so much anymore in movies, and it makes me really sad because it's so fabulous. Since this year was the 100th year anniversary, you know that they were not holding back for this production. If you've seen my other recap last year for Miss France, you'll know how incredible this show historically is, and of course they did not disappoint. So I just can't wait to show you all of this because it's truly mind-blowing that this is a pageant. So first we started out by looking at all the contestant videos. We got to learn a little bit more about them. I'm not fluent in French, so I could only understand little bits and parts, but these were all very beautifully done. To me, she is insanely naturally beautiful. Look at these close-ups of her. Wow. I also really like that they showed the crowning of the regions, as you can see. I just really like that we can look back to really where they started and where they are now. Guadeloupe is so beautiful. Honestly, when I saw her crowning video, I just didn't think that it did her any justice because she was just so stunning to me on camera when I saw all of the clips for this pageant in comparison to her regional competition. She is hair goals for me, honestly. It just looked so healthy and fabulous. It's what I aspire to, and the coloring, honestly, that's what I'm going for. She is so beautiful. She just looks like a commercial actress to me. Her smile seriously lights up the screen. Just so beautiful. Now we went to an onstage performance. Oh my gosh, how cute were these costumes? They were inspired clearly by the French queens and princesses of the past, and then they removed the overskirt and the outfit was just so cute with their high socks and their heels, and I just loved it, really enjoyed it, totally want to wear one of these outfits. She had a really great walk for me. I just felt such great energy from her and I loved that. She has such a great stage face. Some girls look great in photos, some look great close up, but some look fabulous on a stage, and that's her for me. Also, I love all these music mixes. If you guys watch the show, I can't play them because of copyright issues, but it was so fun to hear all the song changes. My favorite of all the shots is when the first contestant breaks away from the group, and then whenever they do these little slow-mo clips, absolute favorite. I just love the camera work of this show. It's just loved. Ile-de-France and Côte d'Azur. Don't know how to really pronounce those very well, but just go with it. And then this is the point when I realized that all the women dancing on the sides, that they had ships on their head. They were on the water and they were ships, and I loved it. I loved it. It was over the top and it's perfect for this. Please, all pageants, be this over the top. I also have to stop and say thank you so much to all of you who've been supporting my channel. We recently hit 40,000 subscribers, and I know that we'll be on our way to 50 soon, so thank you so much for your support. I can't tell you how excited I was when I woke up to see 40,000 and to know that all of you out there are supporting and watching and being a part of a positive voice and a positive community in pageantry and uplifting women. So thank you so much for that, and please continue to share this channel and just subscribe if you haven't already and enjoy all of this content that I'm creating for you. Wow, I love her hair. The color is perfect and it bounces and she immediately caught my eye. Love her. Her crowning was so happy. I felt like she had the biggest reaction out of all the queens for their titles that qualified them for Miss France, so she really brought a smile to my face. Pause for a second because I also want to say that I love how fresh the Miss France contestants are each year, and I feel like these are really, really realistic versions of women. They look so naturally beautiful. The makeup is really minimal for all of their pre-pageant shots, and on stage obviously they have a little bit more, but I still feel like they look like they could be your average girl walking down the street just with a little bit more makeup. Even looking at their hair, I don't feel like it's filled with extensions, although I do really love some glam and I think it could be fabulous. But still at the same time, I just feel like they've done such a great job of showcasing the everyday woman, but still this ultimate glam Miss France. I feel like it's just this really, really nice balance that they've been able to achieve. I believe that the contestants aren't allowed to have any plastic surgery, so I think that that's also contributing to the reason why they look so natural, because they are. The winner, Miss Normandy, she looks so much like this girl that I modeled with in the past. Her name was Amanda, and I can't unsee it now. I just see her when I look at our new queen. Oh my gosh, look at this section with this Candyland theme. That's the best way that I could describe this, and I loved Candyland when I was a kid. If you guys know that board game, such a fan. I always wanted to be the blue queen girl in it. Anyways, wow, look at these vintage themed outfits. Thoughts on some contestants. She never disappoints me. I thought that she looked really, really cute. I was just imagining what would my little thing be if I was on stage. Probably have some kind of little bounce going on. Maybe just like blow a little kiss. I don't know. Oh, bring it back to toddlers and tiaras. Maybe I'll just do like a heart or something. I don't know. What would my pose be at the end? I really have to think it out. I have to think about it. I will say when I was watching this, it looked like one of the judges was holding back a smile for Normandy. So that was, I was like, I think that they're really liking her already. I love the confetti in the middle. Honestly, you guys, this is the best visual pageant I think I've ever seen. And no, yes, hands down. It's like the best visually I've ever seen. And I could probably do recaps just on the dancers in the show, just on the staging and the lighting and how amazing it was, because every time you watch this back, there's something new to discover. And last year I loved the polar bears on stage. This year I'm loving some confetti and some other things we're gonna talk about. Whoa. She has such a genuine smile, and that always makes me happy. I was super excited to see her moving on. What is in the water in Provence? Because these queens are always so beautiful. What is going on? I feel like they always send such a beautiful representative. Also, I want to say that I love the shots of the countryside in all of these contestant videos. Just stunning. Taking a quick break to remind you, if you're watching on a mobile device, please support the channel by just screenshotting this episode. Post that to your Instagram story and then tag and hashtag me at Danny Walker so that I can hear what you thought about this show. Tell me who were your favorites and what did you think overall about this production. And while you're there, don't forget to give me a follow as well. Okay, I was thrilled when they did the scene from Moulin Rouge with Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. I was just so excited because that's one of my favorite movies. I grew up doing musical theater. I love being on the stage, so seeing these theatrics just makes me so, so happy. And seeing these outfits that were really inspired by that scene in the movie where Nicole Kidman has her little top hat in that scene, and I just loved it. Loved it, and I just want to wear these outfits. And I upcycle outfits a lot, if you guys have checked out my other episodes, and now I'm finding some new upcycle inspiration from this show. So maybe I will make myself one of these tux inspired outfits. We'll see. She looks so cute and so fresh on stage. It's just doing it for me. Let's also give a round of applause and some recognition to this breakdancer. He was just so smooth during the show. Well done. Again, she just makes me smile. Her eyes are so beautiful, so expressive. Loved. Now they showed some clips of the contestants in their Miss Academy. So basically preparation that the girls are going through, different kind of rounds of competition, essentially preliminaries or things that were getting them ready for the final show. And honestly, I just feel so jealous. Even as a former Miss USA contestant, We never had anything like this. Granted, I know it's the 100th year anniversary, I get that. But regardless of that, I still feel like I see a lot of really great prep going into these contestants that you don't get to experience at Miss USA. And I feel really sad for the 2019, 2020, and possibly 2021 contestants, because I think that the overall contestant experience at Miss USA has really gone down since 2018. Me and my class talk about this all the time. We felt so fortunate because we did have a decent amount of outings. We were able to experience the city and the cuisine and the culture of it. And we had an incredible stage. I don't know if many of you know this, but 2018 we had the historically longest stage that's ever been at Miss USA. I believe it was 75 feet long, and it was the length of the Victoria's Secret runway. So that was a really, really special thing our year. And since then I have not seen anything as grand. The next portion of the show featured there were horses and there were drummers, and it reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean, which I'm a really big fan of, and I love the ride, I love the movies, I think they're so fun. And it also reminded me that, if you guys didn't know, at Miss America they used to allow talents that involved animals, but one year a Miss Montana showed up with a horse, and after that they just said no more. We can't have these large, essentially farm animals out there on the stage. It's just not feasible. Thanks, Miss Montana, for eliminating animals from Miss America. Really sad about it. I think dog talents would have been so cute. This was my favorite costume for Normandy and my favorite look for her. I don't know, something about this styling on her did it for me, and this costume, and I don't know what it represents, but it was fab. Oh my gosh, loved her. I always love the energy that she brings to the stage. Look at her in her slow-mo. Oh, just lovely. I don't know what her skirt represents, but I loved it. Loved it. I really want to wear one. She is so stunning. Just, the camera loves her. She really reminded me in this outfit of French runways. Did you get those vibes? Is that what she was going for? Let's mention that there were acrobats doing flips on water. I don't believe that's safe, but you know what? It looked fabulous, and the drummers had fire, and all these things were going on. And in case there was any doubt about how amazing this show was, they literally played the song "This Is the Greatest Show." Like, if it wasn't obvious enough to everybody watching, they literally said, "This is the greatest show." Like, it's us. We did it. Congrats to us. Like, crown us now the best pageant producers ever. Like, they're not even shy about it at this point, okay, you guys? And why? Why should they be? Comment France down below if you think that this is the best pageant in the world, because I think it just might be. Look at how incredible this is. It's insane. She is so lively on stage. That's how I would describe her. I loved it. This costume really shined for me. She popped. Oh my goodness. I was like, you need to be in white on stage. She stood out. She was out there dancing. Oh, I loved that. Yes, bring it on. Dance. How cute are these clips of the performers though? Really. Really, thank you. Loved it. I love the music for this portion of the show and how they used the cameras to get to the girls on stage. It was amazing. They turned the old Fox logo into the Miss France logo. It was, okay, I just want to be in this show. It was beautiful. Once again, her hair, I love it. She's like hair goals for me every time she steps out. She is so pretty, and she really worked it here on stage. She had a great walk. She's so gorgeous. Literally every time I see her on stage, I'm like, oh, that face. The little kick line here was super cute. Look at Réunion's legs. Whoa! And her bouncy hair. Normandy is so beautiful. I just really wanted her to stand up straight and tall. Straight and tall. Like the queen you are. She's one of my personal faves. Personal fave. I was like, oh, love her. Just me? Or does she remind you of last year's Bourgogne? Bourgogne. That's a rough pronunciation. One of my faves. Just put her up there. Put her in the top 5. She is so pretty and glowing. This makeup and hair is really working for her. Very, very pretty. Really caught my attention. Her performance was so fun. Like, hey, hi there, look at me. Which is what it should be, right? I want to mention one thing that France is really, really doing right, and that is that you get to see all of the contestants, placement or not, during the final show. Hello, that is why people are here. That's who they want to see. It's the contestants, okay? If you think it's the sponsors, you're wrong. Like, if we can incorporate the sponsors in a really great way, wonderful, I love it. But people show up to watch the contestants. So feature them. And I love that they do that. No matter where you place, you are going to get to be a part of that final show, and it's fabulous. Wow, these red, white, and blue outfits were fabulous. These were some of my favorite that if I were in this, I would want to wear just because of the big old overskirts that they were wearing that were so fun. Also, how cute they did a little TikTok dance in there. You guys see that? Love, once again. I would have put her in a top 5. She looks like an angel to me. Just an angel. Like a Victoria's Secret angel. Her legs, when she did this one pose here, I was like, woo! Wow. I just wish she held her pose a little bit more. I was like, stay there, hold it. She really started giving me 90s supermodel vibes, which I really, really love. I love 90s supermodels. Beautiful, as always pass, just send her on through. Great stage presence here. Really caught my attention. So beautiful, so beautiful. That jawline. She brings me such good vibes. Look at this. She makes me smile. When I saw her, I was just thinking there are too many great girls here. Too many. Love. A bunch of my faves made it to the top 5, so let's talk about them. Alsace, Provence, Bourgogne. Why do I have so much trouble saying that? Côte d'Azur, and Normandy. We saw them get announced into the top 5, and then we saw these clips and they were like gladiators or knights and they were fighting with swords, and I don't know what was going on, but okay, that's fine. It's just another storytelling part of the show. I'm totally fine with it. And it makes a lot of sense because the next time that we saw the contestants in their gowns, it was very fairy tale themed, which I loved. Oh my gosh, what a moment it was to see the horse-drawn carriage come on stage, and in the water it was glistening, and there was a little girl and it was like she was reading this storybook, and then the next thing you know, the camera moves, the lights are on the contestants, and they're literally walking out of the storybook for gown. Oh, I just loved it. I loved it. And then all of their gowns are always like these beautiful fairy tale couture gowns. Like, it's everything. It's the dream. It's the dream. That might have been my favorite part, honestly, them walking out of the storybook. I think so. There's just too many good things. Comment your favorite part below because I don't know. There was just so many highs during this show. Alsace, she reminded me of Belle. She reminded me of Belle. So beautiful, so much like a queen. Very, very elegant. I just wish, wait a little bit longer at the end. Same thing, wait longer, but can I just say that double cape train thing going on? Woo, beautiful. Please look up. I was like, what's going on? Why are you looking at the ground? Eye contact. So what really did it for me for Normandy, I think that she should have waited longer at the end of the runway, but the moment that she finished and she was looking at the camera, and then for a moment she just took it in and placed her hand on her heart, and I was like, you. It was just such a sweet moment that really won me over. And for this pageant, there's a fan vote, so I would assume that might have played into how people voted or kind of swayed you a little bit if you actually voted for her. Tell me what your thoughts are. I want to know what made you choose her. Why do you love her as your new queen? Each of the contestants got a different question, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. It was a really, really rough Google translation. So I believe that Normandy was asked to define a modern woman. She talked about how she presented herself during the pageant. She mentioned her hairstyle, but then at the end she mentioned that a modern woman is one who is strong. That's pretty much what I took away from the Google translation. Sorry if these are really rough. If you want to give a better translation, then leave those in the comments below for everyone else. Côte d'Azur, she was asked about her view on social networks, and it sounded like a pretty safe answer. You know, she was talking about the necessity to quickly communicate with those around you, and it's important to manage it well, and that the one thing I noted, though, is that she did seem really nervous to me while she was answering this question, and I feel like that would affect how I would score her or who I would choose to be the next queen. Bourgogne. She was asked, what should humanity learn from 2020? And she said, well, it's a year full of surprises, right? And that we should remain hopeful and bounce back, and that 2021 would be a year of recovery for everyone. So that seemed to be delivered pretty well from what I could tell. Provence. She was asked, what is the key to self-confidence? And I think that this was a pretty safe answer. I didn't hear anything incredibly unique in this one. It's kind of like a typical pageant answer, but she said that it's something that's difficult to acquire, and the key to acquiring it is to never despair and to believe in yourself, and that's how you'll be self-confident. Alsace, she said I wasn't sure of what question they were asking her, but I think it related to France and being a French woman or the community of France. It was a really, really rough translation. And she talked about how she was a lab technician and how she left that to pursue dance, and that even though she didn't succeed, that she remains hopeful, and in France, you can make your dreams come true. So just in the end, an inspiring message. And then if you think it's over, no, it's not. They changed from their gowns and then they came back out, and this was incredible. They were all dressed essentially as famous paintings, and it was pretty unreal. And I think that every time I say it, I'm like, this is my favorite part of the show. I just loved that each of them had a cape with a famous painting on it, and it was like they stepped out of a picture frame, and then they had, I don't know what they're called, but it's the artists when they have the thing for where they hold their paint and their paintbrushes. It was up there as a hat, and it was just so beautiful, and it was such a fun final look. And then at the very end, the contestants put on their gowns, and here were the placements. So fourth was Bourgogne, third was Alsace, second runner-up was Côte d'Azur, first runner-up was Provence again, and the queen was Normandy. And obviously this was a very, very huge year to win this pageant. It was a very, very special show. Just as a reminder, they have the franchise rights for Miss World and for Miss Universe. So I know that a lot of you have been asking questions and you were confused about what happened this year with Miss South Africa, because Shudu won the Miss South Africa title, and a lot of people expected her to go to Miss Universe, but she was just announced as the representative for Miss World. And so there are quite a few pageants that have multiple franchises, and that's what happens when you see a girl win on one night, and it doesn't necessarily mean that she goes to Miss Universe. So I'm really not sure when they will make the announcement of where our new queen will compete, whether it's Universe or World, but I did want to mention that just because I've been getting so many questions about that after we saw the Miss South Africa crowning. So that's just something to think about when we look at the results of this. But regardless, it was the greatest show. It was truly the greatest show, right? I'm telling you, if you want to watch it, I'm going to put a link in my description to this show. I know that a lot of the episodes get deleted because of copyright, so I don't know how long it'll still work, but you guys can try it out if you want to see it. But it's just fabulous, and they've just been doing such a great job. And honestly, I would love to see France create the show for Miss Universe. I really want them to host Miss Universe so badly, because I know that this would be the type of production that we would see. It would just be incredible. Wow, honestly, there was just so much during the show. There's so much. I'm still overwhelmed by watching it. It's still so fabulous. I don't even I mean, usually I feel like I watch shows and I think, oh, they could have changed this or adjusted this, and this is just so well done that I don't know what could have made it better. Comment, tell me what could have made this show better, because I really don't know. It was incredible. So I hope that you enjoyed this recap and that you'll come back for lots more episodes. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that notifications and share the channel with your friend to support it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you at lots more episodes. By the way, if you are preparing for a pageant, make sure that you get a copy of my free top 20 pageant interview questions. These are the questions you should be able to answer and be prepared for in any pageant interview or onstage question. I hope that those are going to be able to help you out. Just click the description below to get a copy of those.